Ashlyn. Welcome to Track Health.
Thank you.
Where are you joining us from?
I'm from South Africa.
Amazing.
Oh, that is early for you as well, mate.
Yeah.
Is it your first time on Track Health?
Yes.
Awesome. What's your local track in South Africa?
There's Kailami racing track.
Kailami. How do you spell that?
K
Yep.
Y
Yep.
L A
Yep.
M I.
Awesome. MI. Karting. Is it an indoor track?
The indoor one is for what's it called? You get indoor and outdoor, but I think because now there's
Yeah.
this thing called. Let me quickly check. You say South Africa. Racing. See.
I see the indoor track. I'll just share my screen actually. I'm interested to know if it's indoor or outdoor, the one you drive at. Alaikum salam to Nimmer. What's up, Nimmer? In the YouTube chat. Saturday morning sessions. So is this the one, the indoor one?
Let me see. Yeah, this one, there's many actually, because there's like in Forest
Gotcha.
Mall, there's in now Centurion Mall, there's in Randburg. There's like a variety of them.
Yeah. And is this your track then, the one you go to?
I haven't gone to any track yet. It's
You
gonna be
haven't?
my
Okay.
my
Nice.
first time in December.
Awesome. We're going to go over a few things which will be beneficial for you. Before we do that, we got just some people in the chat. We got Turbo Tarek. What's up, Turbo Tarek on Instagram? We got Super Music on YouTube. What's up? We got Rishikesh on YouTube. What's up? And Nimmer, thanks for reminding me. Did you post the video? We'll have to upload your footage. Maybe we can even review on today's channel. For sure, we'll get that done for you. Marcel, do you have any footage you wanted to go over for today's session?
No, sir.
No problem at all.
Leaving in an hour to the track again. It's freezing cold outside.
How many degrees today?
Around 0 Celsius.
Oh, 0 degrees. No. Then you're gonna have to get warmed up, to say the least.
Oh yes.
We're hopefully gonna have Lewis joining. Lewis has always shared this track map, but I don't think he's ever got a chance to come on. He did say he's coming on the Saturday session, so maybe he'll be joining soon. Before that, just to give everyone an overview of Track Help, those of you who are in the academy, remember it's free to join the academy, have access to this portal, and you could just put a track map, any questions, some footage, of course, we can review either on Saturday morning session, which is now, or tomorrow evening session. Ashlyn, let's go over a few key things which will be good for you before your first race. When are you planning to go for your first race, first of all?
I first want to do like a practice because it's my first time.
Yeah. Do you have the track location in mind?
There's, I can say Xtreme. Okay, let me just find it.
Go for it.
Let's do a Kailami. Can we do a Kailami? I'm gonna try to find it. And let's see, Kailami.
And you can just share the link over here. Once you find that,
okay.
Rich Tech's asking, why am I fast through left-hand corners compared to right-hand ones, even though I'm right-handed? That's a very unusual question. It's going to take me time to process that. Why am I fast through left-hand turns compared to right-hand turns, even though I'm right-handed? The only reason I can think of, are you using the push-pull steering technique? When you do push-pull, your opposite hand is the dominant hand. So if you're saying you're taking a left-hand corner and it's easy to take that when you're right-handed, that means your right hand is stronger. You're more used to it. So you're going to push with your right hand. Yeah, it's really is really on your preference. Let me know. Are you doing push-pull technique? We got Turbo Tariq. He's saying, are you doing these live streams with beginners or do you do for professionals? No, this is for everybody. Beginner, intermediate, professional, pro karts, whatever. It's a weekly discussion that we have. If you have any questions to ask, if you just want to come here to hang out, if you have any footage that you want to share with us, this is the place to be, KTips Academy. And we got Tayum in the chat. He's saying hello as well. What's up, Hassan?
Good morning, Omar.
Welcome back to Track Help.
Thank you.
What time is it for you?
It's 7 in the morning.
It sounds like it's 7 in the morning for you.
Yeah.
How many degrees is it in?
Oh, yesterday, no, tonight it was -8 degrees.
Oh my gosh. I cannot imagine.
So
you're
no
in Denmark,
karting
right?
for a while. What, Marcel?
You're in Denmark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit colder than here. Yeah, it is.
And it's very weird because next week it's gonna be like 12 degrees. How does that
Minus
work?
12.
No, just 12 degrees.
12. Oh, okay. So the opposite.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I've also started Rotax Junior at the moment.
Excellent.
So
Let's have a chat about that. Hopefully, we're gonna go through Ashland's track map over here, and then would definitely like to have a chat with you about that. Yeah, how it went.
yeah, I just got to pee real quick.
You do your thing, Ashland. This is Xtreme 4-ways karting track. I guess it's an indoor one.
Yes.
And
That's
they've got a website over here. They got a track map. They do some nice social media posts. It looks by the looks of things that we've got a petrol indoor track. So you got these Sodi karts. Have they got these exact karts then, or have they changed it since? Are you aware?
They not exact cards. It's the one that I saw that when you pull it and then the motor goes on. It's one of those cards. Yeah.
The motor.
Yeah, it's like when you pull it, something with a string or something. When you pull it, and then it turns on.
Yeah. It's probably this one as they're displaying in the video. RT8. So these are some of the fastest karts you can expect. When it comes to a new track, a couple of things to observe. The track layout is very important. The kinds of karts you drive is very important, and then ultimately your track map. Let's try and find a clear version. Otherwise, I can just save this one. If I just save the image just like that, and then I can zoom in. Hopefully, yeah. Okay, this is perfect. When you're tackling a new track, don't get overwhelmed by the different corners that are there. There is going to be a preferred way or path, the fastest path to take through this track. That's what we call the racing line. And it's going to take you time to develop that. You got a nice description over here. 4-ways mall, a daring 400-meter track, 14 turns, twisting, technical track is the ultimate karting challenge. It looks like a challenge based on these corners. If you take note of pit entrance and pit exit, that's not relevant to you when you drive, but it also gives us an idea that this is the last corner. That's the start line over there, and these are the first couple of corners. Whenever you take a new track, try and split it into different sectors. So, for example, 3 sectors we're going to take, split the track up into thirds. Let's put yellow as sector 1. So let's put in yellow. Sector 1, we can say, starts as a left-hand turn, almost a right. It's a bit of a chicane-style corner. Comes up into a left and a right, so another chicane, and it sort of ends before this brief straight that we got. Sector 2 is more technical, so it's a hairpin into a double hairpin, left, right, and into almost a double right-hand over here. Final sector is more straightforward, bit more time to push, I guess. Brief straight before a typical left-hander into a tight hairpin, and then you round off the lap with a right-hand corner. Just by looking at this layout, I'd say sector 3, which is our left-hander into a hairpin, that looks the most simple. Sector 1, for example, it gets a bit more challenging. You've got a couple of chicane style corners, left, right, left, right. And it looks like Sector 2 is probably the most challenging, where it's finding the balance of speed and then, you know, not overdriving, not sliding, things like that. Have you done any karting before? Or will this be your first time in a kart?
It will be my first time.
In a kart, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, wow. Honestly, you'll enjoy it. Do you
Mm.
drive on the road? Do you have a driving license?
Not yet, but I'm doing my learners, and then
Yeah.
I
So
will.
you've driven a car before.
No.
You haven't driven a car. Okay. Basically, then, you know, the thing is, it's going to be easy for you to adapt. A lot of drivers who have a road license, they're used to driving on the road.
Mhm.
They find karting very different because there's no powered steering. The brakes are nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brakes, for example, you can be a lot more aggressive than you can in a car. If you stomp on the brakes in a car, you know, you're going to get this whiplash. And then even the acceleration, you know, it takes time to build up as opposed to the car, where it's
Mhm.
yeah, it's quite instant. So honestly, first thing to sort out, seat position. There's a great video on my channel I recently uploaded. Have you taken a look at that one? Seat and hand position in a kart.
Oh yeah. I even downloaded the
The
PDF.
ebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
My book. Perfect. The book covers a lot of that. I would
Mm.
suggest you take a look at seat and hand position video over here
Mhm.
before you head out track. I'll just share that with you in the link. I don't think you can see my tab actually that I'm sharing. Oh.
I can.
Let me just change it. I'm sharing the wrong tab over here. Present something else. Yeah. This is the video that I'm talking about. So giving you a visual demonstration of how to sit in the car, make sure you're comfortable, and then of course, how to position your hands. That's the first thing you want to establish on the track. After that, let's go over the actual track itself. So what we're tackling over here, I believe this is, this driver's got some music over his video. Cryptic Shadow. He looks like a regular driver here who actually records his footage. Let's get a taste of what to expect. It seems that his GoPro is slightly lower than expected. I believe this is our final corner, and then it looks like, let's try and figure out where that's the pit in, and that's the start line over here. Okay. Is there a clear lap maybe we can get without any traffic? That would be good. The other thing to establish from this video now is how long the lap is going to be. Visually from the track map, it looks about 400 meters. I expect it to be about 30 seconds lap time. So let's start over here. This is the start line. Let me just get my pen out so you can see a visual reference. And yeah, first corner, fairly tight. First of all, that's what I'm looking for. Seems the yellow flag is over there, so people are slowing down as normal. Not much track width, to be fair. The tires, for example, on the right and left-hand side, they decide the track limits. So at the indoor track, try to use all of the track. Whether it's from the outside edge, similar to what this driver is doing, he's entering the corner wide. When he cuts into a corner, the inside edge, you see another black tire over here. So those are your references. Start wide, come to the inside, and continue on. Just give me 1 minute. So we have Turbo Tariq. Turbo Tariq, you've asked a couple of questions. Let me finish this track brief with Ashlyn, and then I'm going to come to your questions, all right? So just stand by. This is the chicane style section that we're through. You can see it's a mix of abilities. This looks like a junior driver as well in this session. A bit of space to push as we come into a tight left and to a right. Now, what I'm trying to understand is this is basically our sector 2. So if I can try and bring up our track map to be side by side, maybe something like this. There we go. Because the track is actually shorter than you expect. Can you see my track map and this on the same side? Is it clear for you, Ashlyn?
Yes, I
Awesome.
can see it now.
I just want you to visually understand where we are at the track. Yeah, that's where we are. Cool. Try and pause this at a nice spot. Beautiful. This driver is currently tackling this portion of the track. You can see already we are at sector 2, the mid part of the corner. So this is the first of 2 hairpins. We take a left into a right. Let's go back to the video. And then you can see this is the right-hand hairpin. Then we've got a brief straight over here. Let's just bring up our track map. You can see this is the brief straight. It's going to form into a right-hander, which is coming up. So just be prepared for this right-hander. And then let's just take a look. That's your right-hander. So compared to what we're seeing on the track layout, you know, this is technically the right-hander, but it's not, doesn't look nowhere as near sharp. Into a brief straight, and then we have a left-hander. So now we are at the top portion of the track over here. This looks quite high speed. You can probably get your foot down, and then into the hairpin which we're approaching. So we're already at the final or second to last corner now. And now we got the final corner, pit entry, and you're across the line. So that's a flying lap. There's lots that goes through the it's going to go through your head, especially when you go for the first time. You're going to, number one, trying to adapt to the kart as quickly as possible, then all the different corners that are coming to you one by one. Main thing is stay relaxed, stay calm. And also the slower you can build up, the better. So don't rush out there and, you know, try and be 100% within the first couple of laps, especially because it's your first time karting. I'd say break your session into different parts, and then you have different objectives. How long is one race here? Is it about 10 minutes, 15 minutes? Ashlyn?
I would say about a minute, depending on the race.
No. I'm talking about the total session duration. You know, when you pay for one session, how many minutes do they give you?
It is, let me just tell you actually let me go through it quickly. I know you get like arrive and drive.
Yeah.
So
that's probably what you're going to book, right?
Yeah, I want to have a few with other races and to see how can I adapt with them when racing. So must I show you the link actually?
Yeah, go for it. Or just if you have an approximate number of how long the session is. Is it 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
Yeah, so it will say, okay, for racing, all level, this is arrive and drive, all levels, 10 minutes race.
Perfect.
Right? Then there's also all levels, 20 minutes race, and then they will get advanced, which is 30 minutes race. That's the one I want to do.
You're going to do 30 minutes?
Yes.
Awesome. I don't advise against doing 30 minutes. 30 minutes is good, lots of track time. Then be smart on how you're going to use each part of the session. So 30 minutes is a long time. What I would say is break the session into 10-minute intervals. You know, the first 10 minutes you can simply dedicate to sector 1, the first few corners. Then you can dedicate the second session or the next 10 minutes into sector 2, and then the final 10 minutes into sector 3. Or you can do something like 5 minutes at slow speed in sector 1, 5 minutes at slow speed in sector 2, 5 minutes slow speed in sector 3. When you're going at slow speed, you're actually trying to establish a line and see what works best, see what's smooth. You have to remember in these karts, make sure you're not drifting excessively. Make sure you're not under driving, so you're not going too smooth to the corners where everything's under control, but you're not over driving again where we're excessively counter steering and doing things like that. Just try to find the limit. If you can dedicate 5 minutes to each, then the remaining 15 minutes of that 30-minute session you can push. And yeah, the the push laps are very important because you want to, you want to see what you're capable of. You want to see what the limits are of that track, and really, that's where you'll enjoy this experience, because these karts are powerful. If you get the hang of the line and things like that, you can get some quick timings. So approach this session with a mindset: I'm here to learn. Take it sector by sector, as we displayed earlier on, and the second half of the session, just push and enjoy it. Any other questions regarding this?
So I just wanted to ask, but the position of the steering, right?
Yes.
You get like 3-9, then 9-3, then 10-2. Which one is best to use, or it depends on you? What do you prefer?
Preference is preference, honestly.
Okay.
I'd advise you start with 9-3. That's a good baseline, and then once you have more and more experience, maybe shift it higher and higher. If you do 10-2 straight away without driving a kart, it's quite difficult to get used to. So start with 9-3, and in future try out 10-2. Marcel's made a great point about your heats. He's saying I'd split the heats into 10 minutes. Well, go for it, Marcel. Hop in since you're on the call with us.
Yeah, hi. As I wrote, I would split it in 3 times 10 instead of 1 time 30, because you mentioned the 30-minute is for advanced drivers. And really, the first time you will go karting, they will blow you away on track. Every single corner, somebody's on your tail or dive bombing you. And that's not really nice to do if you're not experienced yet. I would really recommend to go for the 3 times 10.
Yeah. So it's a great great point by Marcel. What happens is there's going to be advanced drivers on track, and then you can get intimidated by that. Breaking it up into the beginner heats, as you mentioned, might be a good option, and also it gives you time to process what you've done in 10 minutes. Speak to some maybe advanced drivers in between your sessions. Speak to the track marshals. That's a really important thing. If you have 3 10-minute sessions in between, ask the marshals, what can I do for this corner? What do you think of my driving so far? And they'll give you some nice pointers, as opposed to 1 30-minute and then you're just trying to learn it by yourself, and then it's over like that. So that's something you can consider.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I just want to ask, like,
Yes.
is it possible, like, because I'm starting now,
Yeah,
I can work my way up to Formula 1?
honestly, budget. How are you for budget? Do you have thousands of dollars a month to invest?
No, but I want to work. I know it's money. You need money, like a lot.
That's the bottom line, I'm afraid. To get to F1, you're going to have a lot of initial investment. And it's only once you start winning major championships or funding yourself to do major championships, you can then network and try to get into different teams. So that starts with professional karting teams. We eventually transition to Formula 4, into Formula 3, Formula 2, and Formula 1. Everyone, dreams of F1, but it comes down to budget and knowing the right people.
And oh yeah, for the, like, just say if you want to participate in a race, right? Like champion.
Yeah.
Okay, your first race, for example. Do you have to show any like evidence that, oh, I'm worthy to be in this race, or you can just sign up?
No, the rental kart races are open for majority drivers, even if you're just getting started, and they might have a requirement like meet this minimum lap time, so you can qualify. Once you have proof of that lap time, you can enter a sprint race, and a sprint race is where you have qualifying, race 1, race 2, and it's a great way to develop your racecraft skills, things like overtaking, defending, being in a race environment. And the more of those you can do, the more experience you're going to build up. And really, that's where it matters. Somebody can have the fastest lap time at a track, but when it comes down to the race, That's where the points and prizes are given. Additionally, any other points you wanted to go over?
No, that. Oh yeah, I would. I think it was. Let me quickly check my notes. It's mainly the braking. Like,
Great.
does it also depend on the kart? Like, you need to have the feel
It will.
because
It will vary from kart to kart, but honestly, because you're just getting started in there, I'd apply the basics of braking. I'm just trying to find the video. You've seen my video, how to brake in karting?
yeah, it was
Perfect
just
video.
the one because when you have to brake hard in
Yeah.
a certain, I think it's
Threshold
mainly
braking.
for what's it called? A chicane and I think a hairpin, right? You have
Yep.
to brake hard. But the thing is, when braking hard, you can lose control.
Yep. With braking, it's about finding the limit of brakes. So all karts are going to handle very similarly. The only difference you might find, some karts, the brake is a little unresponsive, so you have to give it even more pressure. And other karts, the brakes are really sharp, where you press it too much, it'll spin easily. So it's best to start off with a moderate amount of brake pressure, let's say 50%, 60%, and then you build up to that locking phase. That's what we call the threshold. So slowly build up to the threshold, feel for rotation. How do you know you're going over the limit? You're counter steering too much. You're almost doing a complete opposite lock. How do you know you're on the limit? If it's a left-hand corner, I'm naturally bringing the steering wheel almost back to the middle, maybe a few degrees of counter steer.
Oh yeah, now I'm also asked, if I go my first time, right? Go karting, the steering wheel. You can't steer it like how you steer a car, right?
Yeah, it's a great question and great point you've made there. As I mentioned, it's all about using the push-pull steering technique. And in a car, for example, you're used to pulling on the steering wheel. In a kart, it's very much your body weight decides how the weight transfer will be and how you can then manipulate the kart to handle like that. We'll actually go over and take a few notes from the ebook itself. Firstly, on hand position that we mentioned over here. So start off 9-3 or 10-2, and whichever is your outside hand for the corner, let's say it's a left-hand corner I'm taking, the right hand will be pushing. If it's a right-hand corner, then the left hand will be pushing. There's a dedicated chapter to steering. Where is that? Slip angle, and then I'm sure that there was, let me just go and locate that. Yeah, it was on the leaning chapter, wasn't it? Yeah, over here. There you go. This is a great way to envision right-hand corner. Majority of the time, you're pushing. The pull, really, I would almost discard. That's something you do in the back of your mind. You won't even focus on that. It might be ever so slightly. The main thing is the push, the push, the push. Leaning out or even leaning back into your kart seat will help. I'd go for this technique. Let's round off, Ashland. I think it's been a great debrief with yourself. Now, it's very, very common questions that you've asked, and it's great to address those, from braking to hand position. And it's good to see you're, like many of the drivers on our academy, you're just getting started into karting. Many drivers ask me, well, how can I take the next step after that to improve my driving? How can I get better? Honestly, guys, I'd recommend our Go Kart training program. You get one-to-one track help with me. This is a dedicated coaching program which will get you your fastest lap time in 4 weeks. So you can go to the track, get your footage reviewed, perhaps even any questions that you might be facing. Over the 4 weeks, we're going to show you a systematic way to get your timing. How do we do that? It's a combination of video lessons. You'll also have a driver logbook, which is where you can keep track of your progress. And then at the end of the week, you'll have a coaching session with me, one-to-one, so we can review your progress, plan ahead for the next week. So be sure to check that out as well in the academy if you're interested. Got a couple of questions in the chat from Turbo Tariq. He's saying he's got to go. Turbo Tariq, I'm going to send you a link on Instagram to the Lusail karting track guide. I understand that you're coming for the MENA Cup next month, so that's awesome. I look forward to meeting you in person actually there. In the meantime, I'll send you a track guide for the Lusail track, which is on YouTube. We got a couple of questions over here from Astro. Astro's asking, I can't come into the meeting, but review my track, please. Where can I send the image? If you can't join the meet, you can't review your footage, I'm afraid. As I said, this is free to join for anyone. Please join the meet live. I'll be happy to have a discussion with you, just like we did at Ashland there. Otherwise, behind the screen, we can't help you, I'm afraid. Rishik is asking, how can I keep going in racing if you can't get into major motorsports? Just follow passion for racing, ? How can you still keep racing if you can't get into major motorsports? Major motorsports is formula racing. I'd say, you know, from F4 and above, or even GT car racing and above. That's considered major. Stay in karting. Karting is accessible on amateur level to a professional level. And at the end of the day, there's always karting races in majority countries around the world. And it goes from, as I said, rental car championships all the way to owner car championships. So regardless of your budget, there should be something there available for you. Keep up karting. Let's go over to Hassan. Hassan, are you back?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How was your experience in Rotax? You finally did it.
It was pretty amazing.
Do you have any footage, first of all?
Yeah, I do have, but it's not on my computer. So
okay.
that's
Gotcha.
And also it's a bit old, so I'm driving pretty terribly.
Gotcha.
So,
would you be able to put that up for today? Or is this not possible?
No, because I have go kart training here in a couple of hours. Actually,
no worries.
So I don't have a lot of time here.
No worries.
So yeah, but it was very fun. It was very fast, and yeah.
Well, let's try and give people some context. Was it a cold day, morning, evening? When did you go?
It was evening, and yeah,
Okay.
It was a bit cold.
Yep.
Do you want to track the track name?
Yeah, if you have a sample footage, maybe we can even picture an idea of what was happening.
I don't think you can. You can type this because your keyword, but
Yep.
I can copy paste it.
Whilst you do that, what's up, Adwait? Welcome to Trackout. Welcome back. No worries. We'll come back to you once you're out of your meeting. Let us know if you can talk. Hassan, what are the keywords?
I've sent it in the chat. So you just copy paste it.
Sure.
It's Curb Hounds Go Kart.
Right. Awesome.
Well, sorry. It's the wrong one. It's Go Kart and then track. So it's not maps.
It'll appear on YouTube, I guess, right?
I guess.
Track. So is it only an owner kart track, this one?
It is.
Amazing.
And
it looks like
it is pretty short. I've also seen Red Action's video.
Oh, Red Action's been there. Does he have a video?
Yeah, he has a video, and I've seen it a couple times, and I've learned from him.
Let's see it. Red Action.
Hassan, is it really in Copenhagen or is it just a name?
No, it is in Copenhagen. It's close to the city, but it's a bit away from there.
I can't seem to find Red Action's video.
I can find it for you.
Yeah, would you be able to put that up? I've got a good video here, though, from a year ago. Share the link anyway. I'll just share this for you. Because this is a clear footage. Yeah. I guess this is the layout that you drove?
Give me 2 seconds. Yes, it was.
You can see on the bottom right-hand side, that's the same layout, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, wow. So it looks quite simple, but it's there's some parts for high speed, there's some parts for
Yeah, and it's extremely physical on the neck because you're
right.
turning all the time.
Yeah. I was gonna say. So first, well, how much track time did you have when
Well,
you?
a lot of time actually, because I've started in a club,
Nice.
where they offer it pretty cheap. W- It's 70 USD a month,
Okay.
so that's pretty cheap.
Own a
Um,
kart club,
yes.
and what does the $70 give you?
They give me a card, which is it's not mine, but
Okay.
it's mine in the club.
Yeah.
And they pay for all the repairs and everything.
Wow. Okay.
Um,
All right.
so yeah, the reason it is just so cheap is because the cities they offer money
Yeah.
um, to these clubs so that they can do it cheaper and young people can access it better.
Nice. And it's similar cards to what we're seeing in this video.
Yeah, it's a Rotax Junior I'm driving at the moment, and I'm probably gonna
Awesome.
upgrade to Senior next
Yeah.
season.
Do you think this driver is part of the club? Um, Marie Sylvestre. You think?
Actually, no. She goes to my club, to my indoor club.
Okay. So you
That's
know
quite
her.
funny. I've raced her a lot, actually.
Nice.
That's pretty
That's
funny.
awesome. This is from a year ago, so I'm thinking maybe this is. She said this was her first time on this outdoor track,
Yeah,
and
I can see.
I guess she did something very similar to what you did then,
Yeah,
in terms of this first
I think she's
experience.
a little bit faster than me, um, than my first time, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a very good deal you're getting. And how many times a week can you drive the car?
I mean, no, I mean it's when the season will starts, it's Monday and Wednesday, and then I can
Wow.
also park my car over there, so I can go over there as much as I want.
Yeah. And it's how many hours a typical car toner session?
It's probably I'm gonna guess, probably 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds about right. So
but
basically, yeah,
yeah, but if the sun doesn't set for longer, then
yeah,
we're probably out right more.
you can extend a bit more. So for
Yeah.
$70 a month, they give you a cart. They take care of the maintenance as well,
Yes.
and you can drive it Monday, Wednesday, 2 hours each time.
Yeah. And I can
Wow.
also take it with me myself, but then have to pay for the repairs myself.
Basically, well, that's if you buy a cart.
Yeah. No.
Gotcha. Oh,
No. You can take the card from them, and then if you damage
yeah,
something, you have to
you
pay
have to pay for
for
it.
it yourself, and
Of course.
also
Yeah.
you have to cover the cost of fuel and tires by yourself.
Yeah, fuel and tires. Yeah. Tires you'll always have as an expense,
Yeah.
and it's a couple of €100 easily.
Yeah.
So it depends on which one. It's about 150 to €200 without shipping and all this stuff. So if you have a cart shop, you'll probably find it for about 200,
Yeah.
and that's the major cost. What you'll find is as soon as the tires are dead, or you really try to push the tire life, especially in owner carts, you'll find a big difference compared to rentals. In rentals, you can just run the tires, and
Yeah.
you don't really find the difference. But this will physically, you can't brake
Yeah.
properly in corners. You can't accelerate out of corners as you do, based
Yeah.
on traction. So yeah, that's you'll burn through lots of tires. But honestly, for $70 a month, wow,
It's a
what a
really
deal!
good deal. Um,
Pretty
and
good.
and as I said,
Yeah.
the reason is it's because at the city, I don't know the English word for it.
Yeah,
Um,
like
but
the council or somebody.
no, just
No,
let me just pull up Google Translate.
Ministry of Sports maybe, or
Uh, okay, I can't say the word. Minus. Nah, let me
a
just say the names.
municipality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the municipality.
Yeah,
So basically they have a budget given by
yeah,
the government, and I guess for sports they'll support local leagues. They probably do this for football and other things as well.
Yeah,
Give them a
and-
budget.
but normally
Wow.
it's that's another city, so
Yeah.
I would normally pay about 350 USD, but
Okay.
because I sent a paper to my city, and they covered most of the cost.
Amazing. What an initiative. And the
Yeah.
fact that it's owner carts that they're doing this for is really impressive, because you think, okay, $70 a month, maybe that's for rental carts, but this is like
Yeah.
the full whack professional experience. So how do
Exactly.
you is it open for anyone to join for $70, or you have to show your experienced driver and things like that?
No. It's for everyone.
Yeah,
The only thing is that you have to pay obviously.
Yeah.
Also they even have equipment and all that. So
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if you're completely new, you can start.
Yeah, because let's say you done your rental cart, you want to move on. You
Yeah.
can put that budget aside that you'd normally do for rental carts to this, and $70
Yeah.
is very reasonable for a month.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 8 sessions of karting. Multiply that by 16 hours of track time.
Yeah.
No brainer.
And I can
Have
also
you- yeah.
I can also put the go-kart on the track in a trailer. Then I can
Right.
come other days as well.
Excellent. So that's the other thing. How far is this from where you
Well,
live?
I mean, I have from where I live to the club, it's an hour. So
Okay,
with bus,
gotcha. Yeah.
and then it takes about an hour to 45 minutes to get to the track.
Wow. Okay.
No, not
Yeah,
an hour
then
and 40.
that's-
No, sorry, not an hour and 45 minutes. An hour to 45 minutes. So it's between that time interval.
Okay, so it is a bit of a trip, but
Yeah.
if you're determined, then you don't mind.
Yeah.
Going for that. And would they do competitions, you think, or is it just
Yeah,
training?
competitions.
Wow,
Only a
wow.
though.
Yeah.
And there's I think a monthly. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
You can participate.
That's
I've
excellent.
I've tried, and the funny thing was the first corner I spun out, and
Okay,
I hit the
let's
gravel
go
where
through
there were water as well. So
Is it
I was
basically coming up now, the first corner?
no. So the second corner. Sorry. So
This is the start line, yeah. First
So
corner, and
that's the
then
first corner, and so here I missed my braking point because I
Yeah.
thought I could brake later, and I reached the gravel.
okay, and then all this gravel on the outside.
Yeah,
Huh?
exactly.
Oh man.
And there was water as well, so there was mud
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's not ideal. It's a fun track, really, and it's simple because there's not loads of corners, and actually you can really push the carts over here. If you look at this driver, I don't think she's pushing, but look, she's already reaching nearly 95 kilometers. How much were you reaching? Did you have like a micron and display?
I had
those?
and I haven't seen the whole video, but I
Yeah.
think what I saw it was 95. I think.
Amazing.
I think
Yeah,
now I can push more because it's a bit older video.
of
And
course.
I've learned.
I'd really trail brake into this corner,
Yeah.
hard on the initial brakes, and
then-
then just carry
and
the
then
brakes
late
into the turn. Yeah,
Late apex.
exactly. Late apex over here. Use the track maybe on exit as well.
And
Another
corner
braking
is-
point, I assume.
Yeah,
Another
yeah,
track
and then
point
it's a
over here?
double apex. And here I tried to use the gas to rotate the car a bit because
Nice. So you're going nice and deep in the corner. That's awesome. You can see the double apex there. Then as you so what you've probably found with the Rotax Junior, there's a bit of a delay with the acceleration.
yeah.
So really useful tip that I can tell you to maybe do next time is as soon as you come off the brakes, let's say, okay, let's go back to the hairpin. This is a good example. Maximum speed, 95 kilometers an hour, hard on the brakes. Then you gradually release the brakes as you get to the apex.
Mhm.
Now, once you're completely off the brakes, let's say you're off the brakes about here, because this is probably where you come off, give it 25% gas.
Yeah.
So you're putting your foot down immediately, and you just hold it there until the cart grips. And as soon as you feel, you're not going to spin out or you're not going to slide, then you put your foot all the way. So from 25, then you can push to 100.
Yeah.
And then there's that delay, right? Because it's not going to go to
Yeah.
100 straight away. it'll basically boost you out the corner. Even for the next corner, for example, you approach it high speed. We come to our braking point. If you want to go for the trail brake, then yeah, slowly bleed off the brakes as you get towards the apex. Now again, off the brakes, put 25% gas. Wait for the kart to grip. Now fully again onto 100, and then you'll boost out the corner. The main thing with road tax karts, you need to keep it going. It's similar to rentals where you don't want the rev to die, because it does take, you know, some time compared to Miami, for example, which is a very instant power ban. Takes time to build up. So just as soon as you're off the brakes, there should be 25% gas, and that 25% gas will help you grip in the corner, and then you go straight to 100.
Yeah.
Try out. Let me know how it goes. When are you driving here next?
In March. So
March. Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
so just a good amount of time. Unfortunately, I really want to go out to drive, but
I think it's too cold now as well. It's very cold now.
Yeah.
Is it snowing in Denmark?
Yeah, I mean, it's not snowing at the moment, but there's a couple of snow. So it's
Well,
very conditions.
I'd say stay warm and yeah, be safe on outdoor tracks when it's like that. But it's a good experience for sure.
And the last thing also is also that I have training today, so I can take some footage and I can show you the progress.
Amazing.
Tomorrow.
Well, let me know how it goes. We got the evening session tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining as well, Hassan.
Yeah.
As we get ready to round off. Adwait, have you finished your meeting? Can you talk now? Hello, Adwait. I think Adwait is not available now. Adwait, when you're not in a meeting or you can talk, you let me know, and then we can go through your track map. Yeah, I'd prefer that. Prefer to have some interaction when we think. As I said, we've got a session every week, guys, on Saturday at this time. And we also got a session tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. GMT. Adwait, for sure, let's go ahead and join that if that's when you're going to be available. I think this was a really productive session today. We want to keep the Saturday sessions going. It's a shame that we missed Lewis again. I think Lewis probably was busy because he was the first one to leave a submission. Not to worry, hope to have Lewis in a future session. Guys, track help on Saturday is going to be a regular thing now. Even if we don't get some submissions, I'm going to be logging in at least for 15-20 minutes and going over some key tips and tricks with you guys. So just to give you an overview, Academy is free to join. The link is on the KTips website, www.ktips.org. Once you send a request to join, I'm going to admit you, and this is how the portal will look. We got the pinned comment, which is specifically for track help these sessions. Leave a question, leave a track map, leave your footage. We'll go through it in this hour-long session. Be sure to introduce yourself as well. We've got loads of drivers from around the world. It's a global community that we're building up here. Just over the past couple of weeks, we had Ure from Netherlands who joined. That's nice to see, Marcel, another Dutch driver. We've got Julian.
At last, yeah.
we had Julian from Canada. He drives at Goodwood. Goodwood is a very popular track now amongst the Academy members. That's the third driver. Adwait. Okay, so this is Adwait. He started a couple of months ago. He wants to take part in tournaments, and he's aspiring to be an F1 driver. And he's addicted to karting. That's awesome. Okay, so Adwait, you joined last week. That's awesome. And then we've got just different comments from drivers. As I mentioned, we've got a coaching program as well. If you want more help, dedicated help as well, that's available. And then just put out anything in terms of karting related things. KTips Academy, the place to be for karting related things. Guys, until tomorrow, 6 p.m. GMT, I'll see you all then. Take care.
See you
Have
tomorrow.
a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.